Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to the Raincutter baby tutorial. This is the last baby dragon from the How to Train Your Dragon series that I will be doing. Unless I end up redoing Toothless or something someday. So this tutorial is dedicated to Jordan from Hampshire, UK. Yay! Jordan, I hope you enjoy this dedication. I hope you love How to Train Your Dragon. I hope you love my channel. And definitely try to make this guy or have somebody make him for you, and show me pictures on Instagram or Facebook. That would be great. Also, everybody, check out the description because I have opened up an Etsy shop, okay, where you can buy my original creations. Each one comes with a certificate, okay, that authenticates its originality by me. Okay, so definitely check that out. Buy some original creations, and yeah. Cool. So for this tutorial you will be needing one loom. You'll need about 440 of, I'm using neon green for my body color, okay, so about 440 of whatever your body color is. 160 of the burgundy, that is mostly for the wings and the chin hairs. You'll need about 36 black for the claws and the eyes and the nose, about 40 jelly orange for the spots, 113 of the neon blue, that's for like the bottom of the feet and the arms and the crests as well. If you don't have neon blue, then you can use a different blue because neon blue might actually be discontinued. You'll need about 7 pink for the tongue and about 102 yellow for the stomach. Okay, so let's begin. I had actually begun filming and I made a mistake, so literally this is what I filmed so far before, so do this on your loom. Your loom should be offset, and what this is go down the middle first. You want to double loop a green, 2 green, 2 green, 2 green, 2 green. Okay, and then both edges are double looped, so start with this edge first. These are all double looped single greens, and then do this edge, all double looped single greens, okay? I figured I might as well just tell you instead of taking the whole thing apart and redoing it. Okay, so once you've done that, we will be capping off the end here with the green, wrapping it around, creating 4 loops. Okay, then I'm going to take 2 green, cross like that, and 2 more like that. And I'm going to double loop my green now, here, and here, and here. Okay, we're going to begin to loop this, so go under the cap band, grab the top 2 bands, loop over, and we are going to loop all the way up the edge. And partially up the middle, almost all the way up, but not quite all the way. We're going to go up to here, and then we're going to make our tongue. So I'm going to take my 7 pink bands, I'm going to take one and wrap it, creating 5 loops on my hook. Then take 2 bands, pull that band onto them, reclaim, take 2 more, pull on, reclaim, and 2 more, pull on, reclaim. Okay, this I'm going to wrap all these loops around that peg there, and then loop up the final green band here. Okay, take a random color band, doesn't matter, because we will be taking it off eventually, and just slip knot the ends. Very gently just lift off the jaw. Okay, so there is the lower jaw. Okay, We're going to work on the crest now. That's going to be on the top of the head. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm using the neon blue for this part. Okay. First we want to change our loom to rectangle. And we're going to take 2 at a time of the neon blue, whatever your crest color is going to be. Okay, then we're going to take 2 neon blues, stretch across there, and 2 more stretched across here. And we're going to do the little ridges coming out of the crest. So I'm taking Burgundy, wrapping it around my hook, creating 5 loops. Double looping a Burgundy, pulling that on, reclaiming, and doing 1 more. Pull on, reclaim. Okay, this I'm going to place right around this peg. Okay, we're going to make 2 more. So exactly the same, wrap a brown band around, creating 5 loops, double loop 1, reclaim, double loop another one, reclaim, wrap that around this set. Okay, and then we're going to make 1 more. Wrap around there. Okay, now we're just going to loop this guy. So we're going to dig down here, go under the brown, grabbing the top 2 blue, loop up. Okay, loop over these 2. Then, you know what we're going to do? We're going to loop up these 2, but you know what? I actually want them to go under all of these bands, so I'm actually going to lift them back over, hold them with my finger, go into the hole here, grab them, and just loop them like that, just so that they go through all the bands instead of just the top 2. It just will look neater in the end. And then we want to go in here and do these. Okay, cool. Once we've done that, we can tie off those ends as well. Okay, there's the crest for the top of his head. Aw, okay. Let's do the top of the head now, or the forehead area. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm taking 3 greens at a time. Okay. And I'm also going to lift up this middle row and put it back to offset. Like that. Okay. So 3 greens at a time. Whoops. Okay, now I'm going to double loop all the way to the bottom. And before we put any more on, we have to put our crest on this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift up this first double looped band and just drop it, okay? Just let it fall. Take your crest, and you want the brown part to be facing that direction. We're going to go through the loops, and we're going to wrap them around this peg. Once we've done that, we are going to replace those two double looped bands, and then we're going to lift up the next two double looped bands. Okay? Now let's see if I can slip this under. Nah, whatever. No, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Alright, go through the next set and wrap around this peg. And then replace. And then lift up the next two. And just wrap the final loose set around that peg. Make sure the loops are going around the peg. Okay. Make sure the loops of the bands are around the peg. Again, very important. Otherwise it'll come off later. Alright, so once you've done that, just push it down. Okay, and now we're going to continue with the double looped bands. So we are just double looping with the green again. Okay, we're going to take two greens. Yeah, okay. No, I was just kidding. We're going to take a burgundy and we're going to wrap it, creating 5 loops on the hook. We're going to double loop a burgundy. Pull that on there. Reclaim, and then take 2 green. Pull on, reclaim. Now this we are going to actually take our hook and we are going to lift up these 2 bands and slide it onto those 2 bands. Okay? And then replace. So now that little nose spike is around those 2 bands. And now we can double loop these 2 here. Okay, now we kind of want to untangle them all, so if they're all twisted up, just untwist them. Kind of just make it so they're not too badly twisted around, because they are double looped bands. We want them to look as nice as we can. Okay, I'm going to take one and I'm going to wrap around here, creating 4 loops. Okay, we're going to do our nostrils now, so take a black band, wrapping it, creating 4 loops. Take another one, wrap it, create 4 loops. Take a green, double loop it, pull those black bands onto the green band, place the edges of the green band here and here, and spread the nostril apart. You're going to take 2 of the 4 bands between the nostrils and stretch them over that peg like that. Okay, now we're going to do the eyes. It's got kind of small beady eyes. Again, I'm using yellow. Wrap the eye color around your hook, creating 4 loops. Take a black, wrap that around your hook, creating 4 loops. Pull 2 of the yellow loops over onto the other side of the black. Okay, we're going to do that again. So take another yellow, create 4 loops with it, take a black, create 4 loops, pull 2 of the yellow loops over onto the other side of the black, take a double looped green, okay, pull both eyes onto that double looped green in order, okay, so take your time. No, that does not go there. We want this to go on the next one up, sorry. We want to actually wrap this onto this peg. Okay, spread apart. Spread the eyes apart. Take 2 of the 4 bands in the middle, and actually we want to pull them. Roar. Forward like that, okay? Fix your eyes. Make sure the nice part of the eyes are facing down and the X part is facing up. Okay, you want the nice part to be facing down. Okay? I double loop some more green bands like this. You can put one right over the eyes as well. Just loop them all the way up. Like that. And then get your jaw ready because we will be attaching that shortly. So we're going to go under the cat band here, grabbing the top 2 bands, loop over, grab the next 2, loop over, grab the bottom 2, loop up. Okay, now I'm going to loop up these, and these, and these. I'm doing one at a time in each column in case they snap. We can fix it easier and not have to unloop a ton of bands. We want to dig under the blue and grab the green here. Okay. And then I'm going to loop up these 2 and these 2. Okay, so I looped up to here and here and here. Grab your jaw and turn it so the tongue is facing down. Go through the loops on this side and wrap them around this peg. And dig down and loop up those diagonals. Then we're going to loop up the other side. We're going to go through the loops on the other side. I know what I'm saying half the time. Dig down and loop up those greens. Try not to hit the crest down there. And then we want to pull this down so we can loop up this green band here. Don't want to miss this band. Okay, so once that's looped up, then we can attach the final set. Loop around. And now we want to very carefully dig all the way down to grab those 3 green bands. Okay, loop them up carefully, and then loop up the rest. And tie off. And very carefully lift up. Okay, there's our Raincutter's head. Hee hee, so cute. We can fix the spike here, pull it so it's facing back. Okay, and we also want to, we can take off the tying bands around the crest and the lower jaw. Okay, so we can take off those 6 bands. Now, the Raincutter has hairs on his chin, so I'm going to put some hairs on his chin. Okay, so he's so cute. Alright, so I'm going to take some Burgundy bands. I'm just going to take 2. And I'm going to go through, we can go through either the first set in the middle here or the second. Let's go, I'm going to go through, you know what, I'm going to go through the horizontals right here. I'm just going to go through these bands, like right there, okay? Whatever bands you want to go through, and just pull those 2 Burgundy bands through and then slip knot them. Okay, and you can adjust that again. and then you can just cut them so you have little hairs on his chin. Okay? Up to you how you want to do that, but there you go, there's his hairy chin. Okay. So now that we've done that, we are going to work on his front arms. Okay? Okay, so we are taking 3 green. The front arms are very simple to make. 3 green, then 2 green, then a green and an orange. Okay, whatever your spot color is, that's the color you want to go with the green. Then I'm going to take a green on my hook. Wrap it around, creating 5 loops. This is going to be the elbow. Take another green, double loop it, put it on your hook, claim the loop, and wrap that right around this peg here. Okay. And then we're going to take a double looped orange. Okay, then 2 green. Okay, then we're going to take 3 blue. Okay. Now I'm going to double loop the blue here, and 1 here, and 1 here. Now for your claw color, I'm using black. We are going to wrap it around these pegs, creating 5 loops. Okay, and then we're ready to loom it. So we're going to dig down and loop up these 2 blues first, then these 2, and then these 2, these 3, these 2, these 2, these 2, and these 3, and then, as usual, take a tying band and tie off your end. And then I'm going to lift up from the bottom, okay, with my hook. Use your hook to help you grab the bands. Just lift it off. There you go. So you want to make another arm. They're exactly the same, so make 2, okay? And then we're going to make his legs. Okay, so I'm taking a green, and well, first I'm going to change this to rectangle again. So I'm taking a green and an orange, and then 2 green, then a green and an orange, then 2 green, and then a green and an orange, green and orange, 2 green, and 2 green, then 2 green and 1 blue. Okay. Ooh, flip your bands all over the place. Grr. Okay, so 2 greens and a blue, then 1 green and 2 blues, and then 3 blues. Okay, now we can double loop blue like that, double loop another like that, and double loop a third here. Alright, we've got to make some claws now, so take your black for your claw color, wrap one around, creating 5 loops. Double loop one onto the hook, pull it on and reclaim. Wrap that right around this peg. Let's do another one exactly the same. Okay, wrap around here, turn, and we're going to do another one, but this one we're making slightly longer. Double loop, and then we're going to add another double loop onto there. And we're going to double loop our greens for our horizontal bands. And I'm going to take a green onto my hook and wrap it around, creating 5 loops. And then I'm going to take 2 greens, pull that cap band onto there, reclaim the loop, and just wrap this right around here. Okay? Push down. And now we can loop it, so let's start under here, under the claw. Loop up. Oops. Loop up this guy. And loop up this guy. Dig down, grab all 3 bands here. All 3 here, and all 3 here. Dig down, loop up these 2. And loop all the way up that column, and then dig back down and loop up these 2, and loop up this column. Okay, and then we want to tie off our ends. Pull that off. Gently, carefully. Okay, so there's one leg. Now, for your other leg, you're going to want to try to make it opposite of this one. Like, so I already have mine made, so it looks like that. So, obviously, you can just use symmetry. You can rewind, go back to the beginning of the leg portion, and instead of putting it down this side with the toes down here, you can put it down this side, like reversed. If you don't know how symmetry works, just hold your screen in front of a mirror during that part and follow it the way you see it in the mirror. Okay? So there you have your 2 back legs and your 2 front legs. So cute. And now we are going to be doing his wings. Okay? Now in the movie, the Raincutter has a broken wing. You can make one of your wings look broken if you want to. I'm actually just going to do 2 full wings. Okay. So I'm taking 2 of my green here and 2 here. And then I'm going to use my wing color, which is the Burgundy. Take 3. So 3 Burgundy there. Then I'm going to go down 5 times with 2 Burgundy at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, 2 bands at a time. Okay, let's do a horizontal, so 2 at a time. Okay, now we're going to do our wing ridges, so again taking Burgundy, wrap around creating 5 loops, double loop of Burgundy onto your hook, pull that on, reclaim, Another double looped, pull on, reclaim. And this we are going to wrap right around the end here. We got to make 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Double loop 1, pull on, reclaim, double loop another one, pull on, reclaim, wrap around this peg, and we're going to do 1 more. I know I move fast in my videos. I use similar techniques in every one of my videos, so if this is your first tutorial, I apologize for the quick pace of it. Hopefully it's not too confusing for you. It's just that I've used these techniques, and if you follow my videos, you'll soon be going as fast as me. Alright, so now we're going to do a claw, so I wrapped a black around, creating 5 loops. Double looped a black, pulled on, reclaim, another black, pull on, reclaim. Okay, this claw is going to go right here. Okay, let's loop this, so go under the ridge here, grab the top 2 bands, loop them over, grab the next 2 bands, loop them over. Let's go up this column. Over, let's go up this one. Oops, don't lose you. Hee hee. Okay, so anyway, just looping up this column. And then this one. And then we can take this off. Okay, so that's 1 wing. Okay. Whee. You can make the other one ripped up if you want. I made it the same. But like you did with the leg, back leg, make the other wing symmetrical so they bend opposite directions. Okay? Great, so we have our 2 wings. We have our 2 legs, we have our 2 arms, and we have our head and neck. We're ready for the body. But first, we want to make the body crest. So he's got a crest on his back, just like he does on his head. So again, we're going back to the neon blue here. Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna, let's see if this works. If we put 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. You know, let's do it this way. We'll do it. Okay, so those 2, then those 2, then those 2. Then we want to go down like that. Okay, and then we want to put 2 across like this. Okay. Horizontals. So we're putting our horizontals going vertically this time. we're going to bring it across 4 pegs. Same thing here, so we're going to bring it 4 pegs like that, okay? Alright, we got to make our spikies like we did on the crest. So we are going to take the Burgundy, wrap it 5 times, double loop, okay, double loop another, okay, and now this we are going to put right there. Okay, we want to make a bunch of these. I wish I had mine already made, but I forgot. Arg! Alright, so we're making a bunch. Put one there. We'll put one here. Okay, just like that. Alright, so what we have to do here is I'm going to cap off the end here. Wrap around, creating 4 loops. Okay, and then I'm going to loop up. Okay, then I have to dig down and loop up these 2. Then these. Okay, then these 2. Then these. Okay, then these 2. Oh, looks like I put them on the wrong direction. Harg. We want to loop these, but these have to be underneath, so take off these horizontals and just switch these so these are on first, and then these. And same thing here. I'm going to just slip that off and put these under and these over. These under and these over. These under and these over. Then I can replace the horizontal bands. But it looks like I have the wrong bands here, so I'm going to fix that. Okay. Ignore what I'm doing right now. I just made an error and I only put one band here instead of two. So I'm just fixing my mistake. Ignore me, ignore me, ignore me, ignore me. Okay, now don't ignore me now. Okay, so now we loop over these two, and then these two. Okay, my apologies about that, guys. Loop up this guy. Loop over these two, then these two. My goodness, this is just being dumb on me right now. Hold on. Ignore me. All you're doing is just looping over those bands like you did on the other rows. Okay, I'm just... For some reason my thing is being dumb, and it's not looping them like it should be. Roar. Okay, anyway. Please stop being dumb. Please work. Okay, let's see if it'll work for me now. I think the neon blue is mad at me. Okay, so now I just want to cap off all these ends. Okay, so, I mean not cap off, just kidding, tie off. My goodness, what is wrong with me today? Tie off all these ends. Cortney, pay attention. What is going on with you today? I don't understand. Even this one, I'm just going to tie it off. We don't really need to tie this one off because it's capped, but I'm going to tie it off anyway. Alright, let's see how this thing turned out. Okay, so there's his back. I'm just going to slip, well, that spike looks weird there. I'm just going to slip it underneath. I think I just want all the spikes to look like they're coming up the center. Okay, so there we go. Okay, there's his back crest. We're going to be putting that on him. Okay, sorry about the difficulty of that portion. I'm like going nuts here. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the body color. We are doing his body now, so I'm taking an orange and a green. I'm doing the body in two parts, just so you know. Okay, then green. Doopy-doopy-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on, I'm just checking something. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just fixing up my diagram slightly because I made a slight change. Okay, and now we're going to continue here. Green and orange here. Green and orange here. Green and orange here. 2 green. Green and orange. 2 green. 2 green. And 2 green here. You can put more orange spots on if you want, if you have enough of the color. Feel free to. Okay, green and orange here. 2 green. Okay, 2 green. 2 green. Green and orange. Green and orange. And 2 green. Okay, and I'm actually going to, let's see, put 2 here first, and then put these 2 on. Okay, and then I'm going to take 2 bands at a time for my horizontals. And here, I'm actually going to put 2 green and just stretch them across these 2. Okay, I didn't double loop it, I just put 2 green there. Okay. And I'm also going to put 2 green across these 2. Okay. You're going to take your head, and it's going to be right side up. You're going to go through the loops at the end. Through the loops, very important. Wrap them around this peg here, so the head is right side up. Okay, we're going to take one of the front legs. Okay. You're going to go through all 6 loops at the end. And we are going to wrap that here. Okay. We're going to grab a back leg. Grab the one that looks like this, okay, where it's bending kind of upward this way. Okay, we're going to grab this one. We're going to go through. Let's see. Okay, we're going to go through the front bands here, and we're going to wrap them around this peg. And then we're going to go through the back loops and wrap them around this peg, like that. Okay, or we can move it up 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good. Alright, now, we have to take, this is a little tricky because we have to, okay, this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to loop up, go under the neck, grab the 2 diagonals, just the 2 diagonals, loop those over, okay, dig down, loop across these, and then dig down here, loop up, loop up, loop up, loop up, loop up. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of lift the leg, but so that it doesn't come off, and you want to loop up this one too. And then like just bring it back down, okay? Now we're going to loop up this section here. Okay, for this column. that. Okay, now, this is where we have to attach the back crest, but we also need to put on some loose bands. So I'm taking 2 green bands at a time here. I'm placing them right onto this peg, and then I'm going to push the bands down. Okay. 9. Count my edges here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to loop up the first set. Okay, now, what we're going to do here is we're going to take the back thingamajiggy, and I'm going to go through the cap band one, okay, and wrap the cap band right around this peg, okay. Once we've done that, I'm going to take 2 more green bands, put them on the next loop, or the next peg up, and loop up the next 2, okay. We're going to lift up the crest, the back crest, flip it to the other side, and go through the other loops, the next set of loops, wrap them around. Again, take 2 green bands right onto here, loop up, okay. Crest, we are going to rotate back to the other side, okay. Go through the next set, wrap it around, grab 2 green bands here, dig down, loop up, okay, bring it back to the other side, go through the next set of loops, wrap around here, dig down, loop. Oops, wait, let's put our greens first. Put your 2 green bands down around the peg, push down, and then loop them up. Okay, bring the crest back. Forgot the wings. Darn it. I forgot about the wings. Darn it. The wings were supposed to go on the horizontal bands. Well, before we go too far, we can just unloop them. I will put a note in the video. Okay, if you are on a cell phone, unfortunately you will not see the note, but sorry guys. There's a lot of stress in my life this month. Roar! It's not an excuse, but still, it sort of is. Roar! So I'm just unlooping, and yeah. So the bands are unlooped, okay? I put the cap, let's see. The second set. Okay, here. Okay, so the cap band is on and I looped up. I'm going to unloop and take that off. So just take the whole crest off. So annoying. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna act as if okay, so I'm just going to unloop this just for time's sake. Okay. Alright, so I made you skip ahead in the video. I put a note in the video so that you'd skip ahead to this part because I messed up. So we looped these parts here, and now we want to attach the wings before we go any further. So you're going to take the wing that looks like this, so it's bent this way. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the loops like that, okay, from that side to this side, okay. Make sure the claw is facing that way, right? And you're going to lift up these horizontal bands and slip the wing on to the horizontal bands and then replace the horizontal bands. Okay, same thing with the next set. So again, I'm going to go through the next loops here, lift up the next set of horizontal bands and slip the wing onto the next set. Okay. Just like that, okay? Now the wing is attached. Sorry about that, guys. I messed up before. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cap band. Okay, take your crest, take the one with the cap band, or go through the cap band, and we're going to wrap the cap band around this peg. Okay. Now, actually no we're not, just kidding. Put 2 bands here on the next set. 2 loose bands, just lay them on the peg and then loop up to here, okay? Now we're going to go through the cap band, and we're going to wrap them around this peg, okay? Once we've done that, we're going to take 2 more green bands, wrap them around the next peg, and loop up the next set. Okay, rotate the crest so now it is facing this way. Go through the loops, wrap them around, take 2 bands here, loop up. Okay, lift up the crest, rotate to the other side, wrap the loops around that peg. Okay, place 2 bands on the next set. Loop up. Okay. Lift the crest, rotate to the other side. Go through the band or the loops. Wrap around. Okay, place the loose bands on and loop up. Okay, lift the crest to this side. Wrap the loops around the peg. Place the bands around the peg. Loop up. Rotate. Okay, place the bands. Loop up. Okay, rotate. Not that it matters that much, I think it ends up being the same anyway, but oh well. Okay. Wrap around. Okay, and this one I am not yet going to attach that final set, okay? I'm going to do that when we do the tail later. I'm going to take 2 different color bands here at the end. I'm going to take 2 burgundy bands, tie off the 2 ends here. Okay, and then lift him off. Oh, he's so cute! Okay, so I'm going to take off the tying bands around the crest on all of them except this end one that we didn't attach. So we're going to leave this band on and we're going to leave these 2 burgundy ones on, okay? The rest we can take off. Okay, we only did half of the body, so I know it looks funny because we only did half. Okay, once we've pulled those tying bands off and we only have the 3 at the end, I'm going to pull the green bands toward the center. So all the loose green bands you want to pull toward the center. Okay, now we are going to do the other side of the body. He's so cute. Okay, the other side, let me just change my diagram slightly. Okay, so we are taking 2 green bands. Okay. Here, I'm going to put them here. Okay, so 2 green bands there. 2 here. Green and orange. Green and orange. Green and orange. 2 green. Green and orange. 2 green. 2 green. And 2 green going that way. Yeah, okay. And now I'm going to take green and orange, going like this. Okay, 2 greens. Two greens. 2 greens. Okay, green and orange. Green and orange. 2 green. And 2 green here. Okay. Now we're going to take, okay, we got to take the other side of the body. Okay, now the head. So this set here, at the bottom of the neck, see where it becomes 2 sets? From 1 set to 2. We're going to go through the loops of the 1 set, and we're going to wrap them so he is right side up. Okay, so he's on his tummy, okay, like that, around that peg, okay? Now we have to, we're going to grab these 2 bands in here. They're a little hidden in there, okay? We're going to wrap them around these pegs like that. Then we're going to go to the next set and wrap them around these. Okay? Now I'm going to grab my arm, my other arm, and I'm going to go through the loops, and I'm going to wrap them right around this peg like that. Okay, go through the next set of green here. Oh, you know what? We have to attach the wing as well. Let me see. Okay. Undo these because we want to touch the wing. Okay, we can leave the arm there. Alright, so I'm going to put my hook through those 2, okay? We're going to grab our wing. You know what? I'm going to rotate it. Put your wing, hold your wing like this. This is the worst tutorial I've ever done, I'm sorry. Put your hook through these loops and pull them through the horizontal bands like that. Okay, once your wing is attached, then we can loop or put those horizontal bands on, bring them around the leg like that. Okay, and even like that. Okay, now the next set, same thing with the other end of the wing. So we're going to go through like this, grab that next set, pull it through, and wrap those horizontal bands around those pegs. Okay, make sure it's not around those. Okay, these tying bands, don't worry about them. They're kind of in the way, but don't need them to be in the way. Okay, so it looks like that our wing is attached to the 2 horizontal bands. Yay, okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop up this first set here. Yeah, okay, I'm going to loop up that first set. Then I'm going to go in here and grab these 2 and loop those. And loop up these. Okay. Now loop up these 2 over where the arm is and the next 2. Okay, great. Okay. Hopefully it will be easier from now on. So I'm just going to lift up from the bottom a tiny bit. Okay, and now I want to wrap around the next set of the horizontal bands. Okay, so the next set goes around these pegs. Okay, and I want to loop up that. Okay. The next set goes around these pegs. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up or loop up those. And I'm going to slowly lift up a little bit at a time. So I'm just wrapping the loose bands around, okay? Okay. Yeah, so continuing. Next set, wrapped around. You can loop up. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap around these and this one is just going to go yeah, alright, so this one's just going to go around this single peg here. Okay, so we wrapped around all the horizontals. Now I want to take my other back leg and wrap it around before I loop up. So go through, make sure the elbow's facing that way. Go through the first set here. That gets wrapped around here, and then the second set, go through those loops, get wrapped around here. Okay, so I'm going to loop up these 2, then lifting up the leg, making sure it's still wrapped around these 2. Okay, and loop up these 2. And these 2. And then this one. Okay, and I'm going to tie this with a Burgundy. Sorry about the difficulty level of this. Hopefully this looks okay. Pull it off. Aw, yay! It looks okay. Yay! Okay, so there is his body. Oh, whew. So now we just have to do the tail and the tummy. Okay. So we can take off all the tying bands except for the 3 around the base of the tail. And the final one of the back crest. Okay, all the rest we can take off. Okay, so I have the rest of them taken off. Yay! Oh, he's so cute. Haha! Raincutter. Alright, we're gonna do the tail and then we have to do the stomach. So we're getting there, guys. Sorry about the difficulty level of this project. Yes, very sorry. Okay, let's do the tail. So, I'm taking the green bands. Okay. I am taking 3 green bands and 3 green bands again. Okay, now I'm going to take 2 at a time. He's really cute, despite all the annoying errors. Okay. We are double looping the green now. Oh, wait, sorry. This is 1 band double looped. Double looped here, double looped here, and double looped here. Okay, now I'm going to take him. Oh, we can put some orange on here too. Let's put some orange on if you want to. I'm going to replace some of these greens with orange. Just to put some little spots on the tail too, and then maybe an orange on this one. That's up to you. I'm just replacing some of the greens with orange. Okay. Anyway, continuing. We are going to take the 3 ends of the tail, or not the one around the crest. Okay, we have the 3 other ends. I'm going to go through the loops here, and I'm going to take off that tying band. You want to be very careful during this part. Take off the tying band and wrap around this peg. And go through the middle set. And the end set. Okay, so wrap around. I'm going to lift up the top 2 bands of each set onto my hook, and then just double loop a green band and put it right across here. Now, if you don't put that double looped band there, there's going to be a hole in the tail, and we don't want that, so that's why I did that. Okay, and then we're going to wrap this final crest set around this peg. Yay! And then we can loop up. Let's loop up the edge. Here, and then these up here. Oops, make sure this is wrapped around. Okay, and then we want to make sure that's wrapped around. It keeps wanting to come off. The neon blue is being very mean to me today. I don't know what's wrong with it. Loop up these, and this one here, this one here, this one, this one, this one. Now I know there are spikes on his tail, like little spikes. I'm actually not going to put them on though. You can if you want to. I am not putting on spikes. It's hard enough without them. Okay, then we're going to take a look at this and see if we need to lengthen the tail anymore. So let's pull this off. The tail is a pretty thick tail on the Raincutter. Okay, so I'm going to not put too much more on. I'm going to put maybe one more set of 3. Like that, and then I'm going to double loop like 3, and that'll be it. So I'm going to double loop a green, pull it on, reclaim, double loop another green, pull it on, reclaim, and one more, pull it on, reclaim, and then I'm just going to tie off with a band, single green band. Okay? And what we can do with that green band is we can hide it in the tail. So I'm just going to go through a set of the double looped bands and pull it through. And here. And here. Okay. And then just pull off that final set around the crest. Aww. Okay, now we just have to do his tummy, and then he's done. Yay! Final baby dragon. Haha. Okay, tummy. He's got a yellow tummy, so I'm going to be using yellow. Just see the length that it needs to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to take 2 yellow bands here. And 2 here, and continuing with 2 all the way down the end. These are all tied bands. I want those. Okay, I'm going to double loop a yellow here, and I'm going to double loop one more here, and I'm going to double loop one here, and one here, and the rest I'm doing 2 yellows at a time. So 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Take 1 yellow and cap off the end here by wrapping it around the peg, creating 4 loops. Okay, and then I'm going to dig down and... Oh no, I'm not. Just kidding. We want to put on our side bands first. So you're going to take 2 of your body color. For me, again, that is the green. 2 of them are going to go right over that peg there. Then you're going to take 1 on each edge peg. Okay, we can kind of push them down to make sure they stay. And then here, actually I'm going to put 2 on here and 2 here. Okay, and 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 there. Whoops. Ah! They fall off sometimes. We just want to make sure they're on before we loom that set. That's all. I'm using like used bands. I took apart one of my creations and like I'm using the old bands for it. That's why they're all like bent up. Alright, so I'm going to go under the cap band, so through those loose bands, under the cap band, and we want to grab the top 2 bands, loop over, go back down, grab the next 2, loop over. Okay, I'm going to loop up this column on this side. Okay, so we are looping as if those green edge bands aren't there, but we don't want them to fall off. And we gotta go all the way back down here, grab these 2, and just go up the middle, and then here I'm just going to take 2 green bands and use them to tie a slip knot. Okay, so just tying a slip knot with 2 green bands there. And we can pull the stomach off. Yay! No, we just need to attach the stomach. So we're going to pull all our green bands toward the edge. Now where it has 2, you're going to pull 1 to each side. Okay, there's 2, pull 1 to each side. Okay, grab your dragon. We're going to hold him upside down. He's so cute! And it's got to have a big jaw. Roar. We are going to take the stomach, we're going to turn it so it's bending downward. Now the end with the cap band, we're going to put toward the neck. So I'm going to lay it right there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn him over, and we have where the neck ends here, and then we have this first set coming out this way. Okay, I'm going to go through that set, and I'm going to pull through one of those 2 bands that are at the edge of the stomach. So you have the 2 loose bands around the cap band area. Grab one of them and pull them through those 4 bands. Push the band down on your hook. And now we are going to go around, focus on the edge of the body. So now I'm going to go through the next set on the edge and pull through the next band in line. Next set on edge, pull through the next band in line. So essentially we are stitching it together. Using my stomach attachment technique, which many other people now use, I'm sure. Hopefully they give me credit. or I'll send the Raincutter after them. Roar! So we're just continuing. We're going through each set, pulling each band through in order. Okay. Now when we get to the end where we have the 2 tied bands, I'm going to turn him back so he's upside down, and I'm going to go through a set of bands and just, oops, pull one of the tied bands through like that. Okay, so we have this tied band kind of sticking out. We can stick a pencil or something through it to hold it while we do the other side. Okay, so the other side is exactly the same. So now we're going through the first set from the top again on the other side and pulling the other band around the cat band through that one. Okay, pull through, go through the next set, pull through that one, go through the next set, pull through that one, next one, next one, next one, next one. So cute. Now at some point, if you have fiber fill, you should stuff it before you close it up. So I'm going to take a little bit of fiber fill here and stuff his tummy. But you don't want to overstuff it. Okay, so you don't want to see the stuffing popping through the bands like that, so that's too much. So I'll pull some out. And then you can continue to close it up. Okay, so you just want to stuff it as you go. And then pull the tied band through the other side. Okay, so now you have 2 tied bands that are kind of sticking out here. I'm going to bring them both onto the same hook. Haha, he's so cute. Look at him, roar. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them onto my finger. I'm going to go into the, I'm going to grab my hook, just go randomly into the stomach and come out near where the bands are and just pull them through, all those bands. And then I'm just going to put a C-clip around them. Where are my C-clips? And just tuck it in. Okay, there you go. And there's your adorable little Raincutter. You can wire him up if you want to wire the wings and the legs. Okay, I think he's cute. He's one of my favorite babies. I'm sorry the tutorial was very difficult at points because I kept messing up. But definitely show me pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and check out my Etsy shop in the description. Buy something from me. It comes with a certificate. Okay? So have a wonderful day, everybody, and I will see you for the next tutorial soon.